I won't surprise you, I feel great. It is the first fleet we are accepting in the Hellenic Navy after 30 years.
The launching of the first frigate for the Hellenic Navy, the HS Kimon, so it's a very important day, of course, for Naval Group.
Commanding officer in the French Navy and now marketing director for surface ships and systems in Naval Group.
A major strategic realignment is unfolding in the Eastern Mediterranean as Greece, Israel and Cyprus move beyond traditional diplomacy into a full-scale military partnership.
They call it a sea, but that's a lie. The Aegean isn't water, it's a weapon. And Greece has been learning how to use it for about 3,000 years. Because in 2026, the Hellenic Navy is no longer the quiet force people underestimate. It's one of the most dangerous sea denial machines in Europe, built not to conquer oceans, but to turn entire ones into no-go zones. Not with size, with geometry, missiles, submarines, and a level of local knowledge that makes invading planners lose sleep. This isn't a Navy designed for parades. It's a Navy designed to ruin someone's week. Let's get straight to it. Greece does not try to dominate the open ocean the way the United States or China does. That would be stupid, expensive, and completely unnecessary. Instead, Greece dominates space, choke points, straits, island chains, distances that look short on a map but feel endless under fire. And the numbers alone should already make people pay attention. As of 2026, Greece operates one of the largest fleets in the Mediterranean. Not by tonnage, but by combat relevance. More than 100 naval vessels, including modern frigates, fast attack craft, submarines, amphibious ships, patrol vessels, and support assets. According to NATO force inventories and Hellenic Navy disclosures, Greece consistently ranks among the top 3 naval powers in Southern Europe. But numbers are the least interesting part. What makes Greece terrifying at sea is that every single platform is designed to fight inside a maze. Let's start with the submarines because that's where invasion plans go to die. Greece operates 4 Type 214 submarines with air-independent propulsion, widely regarded by NATO naval commanders as some of the quietest non-nuclear submarines in the world. This isn't marketing fluff. German naval testing data and multiple NATO exercises have shown these boats can remain submerged for weeks, run silent, and operate in shallow, cluttered waters where sonar becomes more art than science. The Aegean Sea is shallow. It's full of underwater ridges. Sound bounces, refracts, and lies. That's paradise for an AIP submarine. In exercises with allied navies, Greek submarines have repeatedly penetrated carrier strike group defenses and achieved simulated kills before being detected. These results were quietly acknowledged by NATO officers in post-exercise briefings, including drills involving US and French surface groups. Translation: if your fleet enters the Aegean during a crisis, you are already being watched by something you can't hear. And it gets worse. Greece still operates upgraded Type 209 submarines alongside the 214s, creating layered undersea coverage. Older boats for patrol, newer ones for ambush. Different signatures, different depths, different problems for an enemy sonar operator who is already reconsidering their career choices. One torpedo doesn't need to sink your entire fleet. It just needs to hit the ship carrying fuel, ammunition, or command staff. Naval warfare is logistics with explosions, and Greek submarines specialize in cutting arteries, not flexing muscles. Now come up to the surface, where Greece plays a very different game. Most navies rely on big ships to project power. Greece relies on small ships to deny it. The backbone of this approach is the fast attack craft fleet, particularly the Super Vita-class missile boats. These things are short, fast, stealthy, and armed like they're compensating for something. Each carries Exocet anti-ship missiles with ranges exceeding 180 kilometers in their latest variants, confirmed by manufacturer specifications and Greek Ministry of Defense procurement releases. They hide behind islands, emerge just long enough to fire, and disappear back into geography that satellites can see but can't interpret in real time. If you think chasing missile boats through the Aegean sounds easy, congratulations, you have just volunteered to play hide and seek in a maze where every corner can kill you. This is where Greece turns its island problem into an enemy nightmare. There are over 2,000 islands in Greek territory. Around 200 are inhabited. Many are fortified. Nearly all are observed. Radar stations, coastal missile batteries, naval command posts, and forward observers turn the archipelago into overlapping rings of awareness. In 2026, Greece has openly stated through parliamentary defense briefings and public doctrine papers that its goal is to create a missile wall across key island chains. Not a line, a mesh, mobile launchers, sea-skimming missiles, and redundant sensors. Think less Great Wall of China. Think more angry spiderweb. And then there are the frigates. Greece's newest pride, the Belhara-class frigates, officially known as FDYHN, are among the most advanced surface combatants in Europe. These ships bring AESA radar, long-range air defense missiles, anti-submarine warfare capabilities, and precision strike options into a hull specifically designed for high-threat environments. According to French Navy documentation and public NATO capability assessments, these frigates are optimized for contested airspace and multi-domain warfare. In plain language, they don't sail alone, and they don't sail blind. Each one acts as a sensor node, feeding data to aircraft, submarines, missile batteries, and allied forces. This isn't just a ship, it's a floating command post that shoots back. And yes, they can fire cruise missiles. That means a navy that once focused almost exclusively on defense can now hold targets at operational depth. Ports, airfields, logistics hubs. Suddenly, distance doesn't feel as safe as it used to. Add to this the modernization of older frigates, the acquisition of advanced torpedoes, new naval helicopters, and unmanned aerial systems for maritime surveillance, and the picture sharpens fast. According to NATO defense spending reports, Greece has maintained one of the highest naval investment rates in Europe since 2020, exceeding 3% of GDP overall defense spending. This is not accidental, this is strategic obsession. Because Greece understands something most countries forget. Wars at sea are decided before the first missile is fired. They're decided by who knows where everyone is, who controls movement, and who gets to say no. And Greece is very good at saying no. Now let's talk about amphibious warfare, because people love to assume Greece is all defense and no mobility. That assumption would be wrong. The Hellenic Navy operates landing ships, hovercraft, and amphibious assault vessels designed to move troops, armor, and supplies rapidly across short distances. This allows Greece to reinforce islands, rotate forces, and counter land faster than an attacker expects. During multinational exercises with U.S. Marines and European partners, Greek amphibious units have demonstrated rapid island-to-island redeployment under simulated fire. These drills are publicly documented by NATO and the Hellenic Ministry of National Defense. In other words, Greece doesn't just sit behind rocks and hope. It moves the rocks. And this is where alliances quietly make everything worse for anyone thinking about starting trouble. Sudabe on Crete is one of the most important naval and air hubs in the Eastern Mediterranean. NATO documents describe it as a critical logistics and power projection node. Deep water, long runways, full support infrastructure. If you think Greece fights alone, you haven't read the paperwork. Defense agreements with the United States expanded access to ports like Alexandroupolis, turning them into rapid logistics corridors connected to European rail networks. French-Greek defense treaties include mutual assistance clauses that are very clear and very uncomfortable for anyone on the receiving end. This isn't just a Greek navy, it's a navy plugged into a coalition machine. And coalitions change math. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Turkey. because any serious discussion of Greek naval power without mentioning Turkey is like talking about chess without mentioning the other player. Turkey has a large navy, a growing one, ambitious, capable. And Greece has built its entire maritime doctrine around not letting that navy feel comfortable. This isn't about matching ship for ship. It's about creating an environment where numerical advantage becomes irrelevant. Narrow waters, overlapping missile ranges, submarine ambush zones, air and naval integration that collapses timelines. Multiple defense analysts, including those writing for Jane's Defense and the International Institute for Strategic Studies, have noted that while Turkey may enjoy numerical advantages in certain categories, Greece maintains qualitative and geographic advantages in the Aegean. Translation: numbers don't help if you can't move. And if all of this sounds a little excessive for a country that just wants tourists and good olive oil, that's because Greece learned something the hard way. Geography never forgives complacency. Every island you don't defend becomes a bargaining chip. Every sea lane you don't watch becomes someone else's opportunity. So Greece chose obsession instead. And let's be honest, it suits them. This is a navy crewed by people who grow up around boats, wind, currents, and cliffs, where fishing villages double as intelligence networks, where everyone knows what doesn't belong. Try sneaking a task force through waters where locals can identify ships by engine noise alone. That's not folklore, that's human terrain, and it's a nightmare to fake. Here's joke number one, by the way. In Greece, the sea doesn't have civilians and military zones. It has places where your grandmother knows something is wrong. Good luck spoofing that. By 2026, the Hellenic Navy has become something very specific. Not the biggest, not the loudest, but one of the most inconvenient naval forces on Earth. It doesn't offer you a clean fight. It offers you delays, losses, political escalation, and a logistics spreadsheet soaked in coffee and regret. Logistics spreadsheet soaked in coffee and regret, and that's the point. Because naval power isn't about how many ships you have. It's about how expensive you make movement for everyone else. Greece makes movement very expensive. Invading the Aegean is like trying to park a bus in a knife drawer while the knives file complaints. So how insanely powerful is Greece's navy in 2026? Powerful enough that nobody serious wants to test it. Smart enough to fight where it wins. Connected enough that trouble never stays local. And confident enough to let the sea do half the work. That's not a vacation brochure. That's deterrence, and the water remembers who respects it.